What's going on, everybody? So today I want to talk about new construction and everything you may need to know and some pros and cons before you buy. Welcome to the Living Fort Lauderdale channel, where we cover anything and everything related to moving to or living in Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding areas. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure to subscribe. And also, I am a licensed real estate broker here in the state of Florida. So just as much as I love making these videos, I love even more to help you with your real estate needs. So this number that's popping up right here, that's how you can get a hold of me. If you have any questions about moving down here, anywhere in South Florida, I'd love to hear from you. So diving right in, this is a new topic I have not discussed before. It's going to be new construction homes. I'm going to go over the different types and some pros and cons, and just give you the information you may need to know before you decide if that's the right route for you to take. So diving right in, let's talk about the different types of new construction. So the first one is going to be production homes. This is going to be the most common one that you see typically in suburban areas. And this is where the builder will usually buy a large plot of land and then divide it up into individual smaller lots, and the buyer basically has their pick of the lot that they want. You're usually able to choose from some different floor plans and materials like the floors, whether you want tile, hardwood, carpet, whatever options they may offer. Sometimes even the exterior options. And this is really what's gonna kind of keep that neighborhood from being so cookie cutter. This is also the most affordable option when it comes to new construction, especially for first-time home buyers. So the next one is going to be fully custom. Now, these are going to be built one at a time, typically to your specifications, all the way down to the outlets on the wall. This is where you would be in full control. You would hire an architect to design the floor plan and hire the builder to actually build out the home based on your budget and your goals. And you may already own the land or the lot that you build it on, or you have the option to buy a lot from a builder. Now, this is typically a dream for a lot of people, so this is the most expensive and probably the least common one that we'll see. The next one is going to be a semi-custom home. So this is like a mashup of a production home and a fully custom home. You'll have more say in the layout and some of the stylings or finishes of the home than you would with a production home, but not quite as much as you would with a fully custom home. And some builders will even build these semi-custom homes in the same communities as production homes. Now, the advantage of these are just that you have some more options and some more flexibility. Now, the last type of home that we're gonna talk about is a spec home. So these are typically the ones that you'll see on the MLS, where the builder will buy the land, design the homes themselves based off what buyers are looking for in that certain area. But they basically have control of everything, down from the floor plan to the finishes to the layout. And these are typically the homes that you'll see on the MLS, built in established communities. They'll buy one single lot and just build the home on it, not in like a new build community. But one of the advantages of a spec home is not having to wait on the construction process, while still being the first one to actually live in the home. So let's get into some of the pros and cons of buying new construction. So the first pro, and it may be kind of obvious, is you're gonna get a brand new house. I mean, everything down to new materials, new structure, new finishes, new styles even. These builders are very wise to the functionality of a home, unlike much of the older homes. Just to give you an example, in a majority of these new construction homes, if they're 2 stories, the laundry room is going to be upstairs near the bedrooms instead of downstairs, maybe off the kitchen, like you would see in an older home built in the 50s, 60s, or 70s. So functionality-wise, you get a home that makes sense for the time that we're living in, and you get to make it your own. I mean, you have the option to choose everything depending on when you come in the process, from the lot that it's built on, you know, what's behind it, what's in front of it, which direction it faces. And then you get to go to the design center and build out the inside of your home by picking all the finishes and any upgrades that you may want. So it's not uncommon for a lot of people to spend $50,000 to $100,000 just in the design center alone. So when you see the sticker price of a new construction home, that's pretty much bare bones without any upgrades. Brand new home also means lower maintenance, and warranties. So the typical warranty for HVAC, electrical, and plumbing is around 2 years. And then anything that has to do with any major structural defects is usually around 10 years, but this is gonna vary from builder to builder. So not only having a brand new home will give you peace of mind, but the fact that you're actually covered on a warranty, which you're rarely gonna find in a resale home unless the seller has a warranty that they wanna sell to you, or if they gift it to you. Another pro is gonna be negotiation. So in this previous market that we were just in, you didn't see any negotiations, especially on new builds, just due to the fact that the inventory was so slim, but we're starting to see negotiations again. And when it does come to negotiating on a new build home, the builders are usually very set on their price. It does not mean that you can't get money off the purchase price, but it's usually easier to negotiate things like upgrades or finishes, or even money towards your closing costs, because the builder is gonna want the final closing price as high as they can have it, just for the future resale in that neighborhood. Another pro is that you typically have incentives if you use the in-house lender for the builder. Sometimes they will offer money like $25,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 off the purchase price, and maybe some money back at closing if you use the in-house lender. Now, no, you do not have to use the in-house lender, but sometimes it makes sense, especially if you are looking for some of those incentives that they do offer. Now, getting into some of the cons of new construction, the first one is gonna be that you are dealing with sales reps. So I guess you can kind of compare it to dealing with a listing agent directly. The sales rep, their goal is to sell a product for the builder. It's not necessarily to keep your best interest at heart, and they honestly might not be so engaging when you meet with them. And this is why even with new construction, who you work with, it really does matter. Because yes, if you didn't know, even though they do have sales reps, if you've ever walked into a model home for a new build, you know that they have sales reps there, but you can have an agent represent you, which, just like a regular resale home, will not cost you anything out of pocket. And then you have somebody who has your best interest at heart working alongside the sales rep who knows the product in and out. So that's how a great partnership really works, is building good relationships with these sales reps and them knowing the product so well, but you having your own representation. It's really what makes the process go as smoothly as possible. Now, another con of new builds, rightfully so, is they're typically a little bit more expensive than resale homes. And then, much like a brand new car, it loses value as soon as you move in. And they can be harder to resell, especially if there is other brand new homes in the same community that maybe haven't been built yet. You're gonna be comparing with those as a used home. Another con is that sometimes there's delays in the construction process and just the timeline in general. So the builder will always give you a date that the home is projected to be finished, and at least in my experience, it's usually never on time. I mean, things do happen, especially when you have supply chain issues, which we've been seeing. We're not really seeing them so much right now, but if you have a shortage of materials, or if the cost of materials go up and something has to be adjusted with the price. And something else too, if you're coming in mid-construction, you're not gonna necessarily have as much of a say, depending on which part of the process they're in, to maybe choose some of your upgrades and some of the customization that you would have if you came in right from the beginning. And another con that I wanted to throw in, because I mentioned earlier about if you've ever been to a new construction home, a model home where the sales reps are in there and you see the model home and then you see the prices that they have starting out. I did just mention this previously, that those prices, what you see in the model home is not gonna be the cheapest unit or cheapest home, townhome, whatever it is that you're looking at. Typically, the model home is gonna be one of the higher models with a lot of upgrades. So sometimes it can be a little bit deceiving, especially when you do tour the model home and you see a certain price, and then when you actually see the finishes, that you can choose to keep that price as close as possible to what the sticker price is. It typically never looks the same. So that's it. That's what I have for you today in regards to new construction homes. If you're interested in learning more about these homes, or you have any questions for me in general, I'm gonna leave my number and email back up on the screen. I just started a weekly newsletter that I'm gonna leave a link in my description if you wanna sign up for that and get some information just about Fort Lauderdale and the market and things that are going on in the area, delivered to your inbox every Wednesday. make sure to click that link in the description and sign up. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and I'll catch you next time.